So Square have officially announced that they are replacing the original Final Fantasy VII on Steam. They're not patching it, they're not updating it, they are replacing it. So there's going to be a new dedicated Steam version of Final Fantasy VII, and there's some things already, I can tell you, are important to know. First off, your save files will not transfer over. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, so let's get into it. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, Simon here. Just a heads up that I'm not in my studio at the minute, hence the reason you'll see my house behind me. Hopefully you can put up for that for this video. I did want to get this out for you. So a new version of the original FF7 is coming to Steam. We don't know exactly when, although I believe there's a current sale on until the February the 4th. So I'm guessing that might be the changeover point. We'll have to wait and see. The existing version that's already on Steam is being rebranded as the 2013 version, and the new version will be the default store listing. If you already own the 2013 version, you'll get to keep that, and you'll be able to download the new version at no additional cost, so for free. If you don't own the original 2013 version, that will become unavailable to you, and you'll have to purchase the new version. Now, and this is kind of interesting as well as a bit irritating, save files will not be compatible between the two versions. Again, very weird, because save files on the PC versions of Final Fantasy have always been compatible with one another. I believe even save files from the original 1998 disc release can work with the Steam 2013 version. So whatever changes they're making in terms of the data infrastructure, it's going to kill that compatibility. So the obvious question is, why this new version? What is changing? And Square haven't said exactly, but I think with some of the hints they've given us, we can have a stab at some things that may be happening here. Obviously, minor version changes wouldn't break save compatibility. In fact, even major patches and updates tend to keep that. So the fact that Square are doing this in the form of a brand new executable file means to me that we are going to be seeing some pretty major back-end changes or data or engine changes. So I'm going to speculate now, but I'm going to speculate, I think, intelligently. At least that's what he says. First of all, with some high probability changes I think we can expect here. There may be some medium probability and some lower probability changes after that. So in terms of high probability, I think we'll be seeing the boosters that are currently available on the console versions of FF7. So these are like your 3x boost, your no encounters toggle, God mode. Even if these things aren't the actual purpose for this new version, they're almost certainly going to be adding them anyway. I think there's a very high probability we'll be getting improved controller support. If I'm honest, controller support on the Steam version of FF7 absolutely sucks. It is awful, and you have to download mods and all sorts in order to get on-screen prompts correctly, and it's a complete nightmare. So it'll be a good thing at least if we can get proper controller support, which I expect we will. And I'm also confident that Square will do a back-end cleanup of the 2013 port. So that's the sort of thing I'm definitely expecting, and that might be all we do actually get. In terms of medium probability, I expect we'll be getting better compatibility with modern day graphics cards and internal resolution handling. There may very well be an audio cleanup as well, and just a general realignment with some of the modern features that Steam offers that have never been made available with FF7. Low probability, but could still realistically happen, are things like minor changes to the script and asset tweaks from some of the later ports. Effectively, what I will be expecting with this new release is just a version of Final Fantasy VII that runs better on modern hardware and has some of the quality of life features that we've come to expect. Now, what I would say is a very low probability, if I can use that category, I don't expect this, is any kind of overhaul. For example, getting Final Fantasy VII to look and behave as it does if we were to download some of the fan mods that I've often showcased on this channel. Don't get me wrong, if Square Enix pulled something like that out for this new Steam version, I would be ecstatic, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. I still think this is going to be the Final Fantasy VII looking as it always has done on PC. It will just have a much smoother experience and playability. But if you think there's other things that Square might be doing with this re-release, then please do share those thoughts. Now, perhaps more importantly, what's the actual impact of having this new version rather than just a patch or update to the current 2013 edition? Well, the big thing for me, the fact that save compatibility is not going to exist between the two versions, obviously means there's going to be a lot of changes back end. And unfortunately, I strongly suspect that it means that mods, especially mods that we've all come to love for Final Fantasy VII, graphical enhancement mods, audio mods, even gameplay mods like the brilliant New Threat 2.0, are unlikely to be compatible with this new version. Various texture packs and UI enhancements and audio mods may survive, but again, until we get this into our hands, it's going to be difficult to know for sure. Speedrunners are going to have a challenge here. I know a lot of speedrunners will just be using the PS1 version through an emulator or directly on the console itself anyway. But it was an option to use the PC version because it didn't have all of the boosts and whatnot, whereas now they are going to be implemented, so we'll see how that works out in that community. But ultimately, I think the key takeaway right now is if you don't have it already, get the Steam 2013 version in these last few days while it is still available, even if you're not going to play the game for a while, just because this is your only opportunity to do so. And we don't know how mods are going to behave on the new version. We don't know how things are going to be affected by the new version. So at least keeping that 2013 version in your Steam account is going to resolve any issues that may otherwise appear. And of course, if you still want to play that new version when it's released, as I'm sure many of us will, you'll be able to download it for free then anyway. But if you're going to purchase that new version, then you may as well just purchase it right now, the original Steam version, and then get that later so you have both. And now I want to speculate on why Square are doing what they're doing here. I mean, obviously for many years, Final Fantasy VII has been seen as a legacy title, but that's not so true anymore, especially with the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy that we're in the middle of right now. Obviously, a lot of people have interest at the moment in the original Final Fantasy VII. Square probably want to be able to offer them a smoother experience, and I can see it definitely makes sense. But just for some quick fire clarity, if you own the 2013 version, then you'll get to keep that. You'll get to upgrade in that case to the new version for free, and you'll have both copies of Final Fantasy VII then in your Steam library. I am not expecting any kind of visual or gameplay overhaul here, and hopefully the game will just be smoother and more compatible with modern Steam. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you want a cleaner version of Final Fantasy VII that may be more limited in what we can do with it, or do you prefer the older, perhaps messier version that we can bend to our will? Now, personally, you guys know me, I love the whole modding scene with FF7, so unless I'm surprised by this new version's compatibility with these mods that we like to use, I'll probably be sticking mostly to the 2013 version, but I'll still dabble in the new one as well to see what it's all about. But go ahead and let me know in chat which version you think you will choose to play. But thank you so much, I hope the update has helped, and I'll keep you posted on any further notes that we come across as Square release them, and ultimately as the new version of the game is released, we'll get to play it for ourselves. So catch you then, guys. Take care.